Your puppy just sat on command for the first time. You said the word, they dropped their little bottom onto the floor, and you felt something shift in your chest. You called it cute. You called it progress. What you did not call it is what it actually was, the first time your puppy's brain reorganized itself around you. And that changes everything about how you should approach the next 7 days. Most people treat puppy training like a performance, like the goal is a dog that does things. Sit, stay, shake, down, come, roll over. They run through repetitions, reward with treats, and call it done. And the dog learns the tricks. But what most people never realize is that the tricks are not the point. The tricks are a vehicle for something happening in the puppy's nervous system that will define their behavior, their bond with you, and their emotional regulation for the rest of their life. This video is going to give you 6 tricks your puppy can learn in 7 days, but it is also going to show you exactly what is happening underneath each one. Because once you understand what training is actually doing to your puppy's brain, you will never approach a single session the same way again. Let's start with the one that looks the simplest but is neurologically the most important. Trick 1. Sit. Day 1. Day 2 if they need it. The mechanics are simple. Hold a treat just above your puppy's nose, move it slowly back toward their tail, and as the nose goes up and the rear goes down, say the word sit the moment contact is made with the ground. Mark it with a click or a yes. Reward immediately. Repeat 10 times. Take a break. But here's where it gets interesting. When your puppy sits on command, they are not just learning to lower their body. They are learning impulse inhibition. That is the technical term for what happens in the prefrontal cortex when a young brain learns to pause a physical drive. In this case, the drive to jump, to chase, to grab, in response to an external cue. Impulse inhibition is the same neural pathway that governs self-regulation in everything from anxiety responses to aggressive reactions. You are not teaching your puppy to sit. You are building the biological architecture for emotional control. And you are doing it in day 1. But that's only part of the story. The sit command also introduces your puppy to something called contingency learning, the idea that their behavior produces a predictable consequence. This sounds obvious. It is anything but. A puppy who does not have contingency learning feels like the world happens to them. A puppy who has it feels like they can influence the world. The difference between those two puppies is not a trick. It is confidence. And confidence is the foundation every other skill in this list is built on. Trick 2. Look at me, or watch day 2 and 3. Hold a treat at your eye level and wait. The moment your puppy's eyes meet yours, mark it and reward. Do not say anything at first. Let them discover that eye contact is the thing that opens the treat economy. Once they're offering it voluntarily, introduce the word watch or look. Then practice it with mild distractions. A noise in another room, a toy on the floor nearby. Now, here is what most people get wrong about this one. A watch looks like a focus exercise. It is not a focus exercise. It is a stress regulation drill. When you ask a puppy to find your eyes and hold contact for even 2 seconds, you are triggering the social engagement system, a specific branch of the autonomic nervous system identified by researcher Stephen Porges that is activated by face-to-face connection and produces calming parasympathetic responses. In plain terms, eye contact between a dog and their trusted human measurably reduces cortisol levels in both parties within 90 seconds. You are not just teaching your puppy to look at you. You are teaching them that when the world feels overwhelming, your face is the place that makes it better. This is why dogs who have a solid watch command are dramatically easier to manage in high distraction environments. It is not because they are obedient. It is because they have been trained to use your face as a biological reset button. Every time you practice this in week 1, you are deepening that neural pathway. By the time they are an adult dog, looking to you in a stressful moment will be as automatic as breathing. And the science gets stranger. A 2015 study published in the journal Science found that when dogs and their owners engaged in mutual gaze, just looking into each other's eyes, both species experienced a surge in oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the same one released between a mother and infant, the same one that underlies long-term pair bonding in humans. Your puppy is not staring at you because they are being obedient. They are staring at you because it feels, at a chemical level, like love. Practice watch every day this week, every single day. Trick 3, down. Day 3 and 4. From a sit, hold a treat at your puppy's nose and slowly draw it straight down toward the ground between their front paws. As their elbows touch the floor, say down, mark, reward. If they resist, try luring them under your bent knee as a low arch. The down position should feel like a choice, not a collapse. Here is why this one matters more than people realize. The down position is the most physiologically vulnerable posture a dog can be in, lying flat, belly potentially exposed, movement restricted. For a puppy to go into that position on your word, in your presence, they must believe on a cellular level that you are safe, that you're not a threat. that lowering their defenses near you produces good things. This is not a trick. This is a trust declaration. Every time you practice down and your puppy complies, they are not just following a command. They are reaffirming their assessment of you as a safe base. In attachment research, the same framework used to study human-infant bonding, a safe base, is the figure whose presence makes a young creature feel secure enough to explore, to be vulnerable, to learn. Your puppy's ability to go down on command is a direct measure of how safe they feel with you. That number should go up every single day this week. Trick 4, stay, day 4 and 5. Once your puppy can sit reliably, add duration. Ask for a sit, then wait 1 second before rewarding, then 2, then 3. Then introduce a hand signal, palm flat toward them and the word stay. Then take 1 step back. Return. Reward. Build to 5 steps in 10 seconds by the end of day 5. But here's where it gets interesting. Stay is developmentally inappropriate for most puppies under 12 weeks, not because they are stubborn, because the prefrontal cortex governing sustained inhibition is not fully online yet. If your puppy breaks a stay constantly, they are not disobeying. They are being a puppy, work in very short durations, end before they break. Always return to them to release. Never call them out of a stay in the beginning, because that teaches the stay is optional. And this matters more than most people know. A puppy who learns a reliable stay early does not just have a convenient behavior, they have practiced tolerating frustration without melting down. Research in developmental psychology, and yes, this applies cross-species, shows that the capacity to delay gratification is one of the most reliable predictors of long-term behavioral health. A puppy who can stay is practicing the most important thing any young brain can practice, the ability to wait without panic. Trick 5, come, recall. Day 5 and 6, start in a small space. Say your puppy's name, then come, and crouch down with arms open and your most ridiculous enthusiasm. When they reach you, celebrate like it is the best thing that has ever happened to you. Treat, praise, physical celebration, all of it. Never call a puppy to come and then do something they dislike. Nail trimming, bath, the end of play. Come must always predict something wonderful. This is the most important single behavior your dog will ever learn. Not because of obedience, because of safety. Because every year, dogs die in traffic and in encounters with other animals, because their recall is unreliable. But here's what most owners miss. A weak recall is almost never a training failure. It is a relationship signal. Dogs who have a poor recall have not learned that coming to you is consistently, reliably, overwhelmingly better than whatever they are currently doing. They have done a math calculation, and the math does not favor you. So this week, your only job is to make the math impossible. Come must equal the greatest possible outcome every single time it is called. No exceptions. No calling them when you're angry. No calling them to end the fun. If the session is ending, go to them. Protect the recall like it is the most sacred word in your vocabulary with this dog. Because it is. Trick 6. Paw or shake. Day 6 and 7. Ask for a sit. Hold a treat in your closed fist at paw level. Wait. The moment they paw at your hand, open it. Mark and reward. After several repetitions, present your open hand at paw level and say paw or shake as they lift their foot. This one tends to come quickly, but here's what it is actually teaching. Physical interaction that the dog initiates. That is the key phrase. Most handling of puppies is done to them. You pick them up, you trim their nails, you wipe their paws, you put on their harness. All of it is done to them. Paw is the first command where the dog's physical action, reaching out, making contact, is the thing being rewarded. You are creating an association. My body touching yours produces good things. For puppies who are anxious about handling, this is a therapeutic foundation. For all puppies, this is a message. Physical connection between us is a good thing that you can choose. And this is where most people get it wrong. Training a puppy is not about producing a dog that obeys. It is about building a nervous system that trusts. Every session this week is not a performance rehearsal. It is a neurological construction project. You are literally wiring your puppy's brain. The pathways being laid down this week, impulse control, social engagement, safe base attachment, frustration tolerance, recall motivation, voluntary physical connection, these are not puppy tricks. These are the architecture of a stable adult dog. Here is the practical structure that makes this work. 3 sessions per day, each session 3 to 5 minutes maximum. Never train a tired puppy, never train a frustrated trainer. Always end on success, even if that means stepping back to something easier. Use high-value treats, real chicken, real cheese, real meat, not kibble. The brain of a learning puppy needs real incentive. Keep sessions playful and ridiculous. Your energy is contagious. A flat mechanical trainer produces a flat mechanical dog. And here is the warning. If your puppy has been engaged, curious, and offering behaviors during training and suddenly seems shut down, head low, eyes averted, unwilling to take treats, stop. Do not push through it. This is not stubbornness. This is cognitive overload or early stress. A puppy who shuts down during training is telling you that the session has exceeded their window of tolerance. The window of tolerance is the psychological space in which learning is possible. Inside it, the brain is open. Outside it, the brain is in survival mode. No learning happens in survival mode. Rest, reset, come back tomorrow. The same applies if your puppy was reliably performing tricks and then regresses. This is not stubbornness either. Regression during a new developmental phase is normal and healthy. It means their brain is restructuring. Support them through it. Go back to basics. Be patient. Here's what 7 days of this will give you. Not a dog who performs, a dog who engages. A puppy who looks to you when the world is loud. Who finds your eyes when they are uncertain. Who comes running not because they fear what happens if they don't, but because coming to you is the best option available. That is the dog you're building this week, not with repetitions alone. With every moment of clear, fair, warm communication. The tricks are real. 6 tricks in 7 days is genuinely achievable, but you will know you have succeeded, not when your puppy performs them on command in a quiet room. You will know when they look up at you in the middle of something distracting, another dog, a loud noise, a stranger, and you can feel, without a word being spoken, that they have chosen you as their safe place. That is not a trick. That is a relationship. And it starts in week 1.